Hi students, welcome to lesson 10. So far we have been studying conditional probability and then the concepts related to conditional probability, for example product theorem, then total probability theorem, and the last one Bayes theorem, and we have solved the questions related to conditional probability only. So it is up to lesson 9. Now in the lesson 10 our journey is in a different direction. In this lesson we are learning a new concept, that is random variables and its probability distribution. So in this lesson we are going to learn the following. First one, the meaning and definition of random variables, then the example of random variables, then the probability distribution of random variables. So these are the three important concepts we are going to learn in this lesson. So let us continue. So the meaning and definition of random variables. See, consider this experiment, tossing two dice. So you know the sample space will be something like this: 1 1, then 1 2. The first die results in 1, second also 1, etc. Similarly, the first one 6 and second one also 6. So this is the sample space. Now, instead of talking about the events, here you see we are talking something about the speciality of the occurrence of the outcome. For example, you see here, let me define X as sum of the numbers obtained on the two dice. Sum of the numbers obtained on the two dice. Now you see here, X can take the following values. For example, the lowest value is 2. You can see here, corresponding to events E1, say 1 1, because there is only one possibility. So here the sum is 2, because we are talking about not the event but something special about the occurrence of the outcome. Say for example, sum of the first number and second number. So 1 plus 1 is 2. Now you can also think of another event, say E2, which consists of 1 2 and 2 1, and sum of both 3. Therefore X equal to 3. Similarly, we can take another event E3, which consists of 1 3, 2 2 and 3 1, and the sum of all these three outcomes are 4. So X equal to 4. Like this we can list all the possible events which are nothing but the subset of S, sample space. E4 consists of this: 1 4, 2 3, 3 2, 4 1. Sum of these two numbers will be 5. Similarly, you can take E5, that is 1 5 2 4 3 3 4 2 5 1. Sum X equal to 6. Next, E6 you can take, that is 1 6 2 5 3 4 4 3 5 2 and 6 1, and X here is 7. And then E7 you can take, that is 2 6 3 5 4 4 5 3 6 2. X value here will be 8, and the next one is E8. So the events will be 3 6 4 5 5 4 6 3, and the value of X will be 9. And the next one is E9, so which consists of 4 6, then 5 5 6 4. Here X value is 10, and the next one is E10, so that is 5 6 and 6 5, so whose sum is 11. And the last one E11, which consists of 6 6 only, so that is 12. That means here X takes the value 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 etc. So up to 12, from 2 to 12, and we call this X equal to 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 and 12, and this X is called the random variable associated with the random experiment. Here the experiment is tossing two dice, and first we have to list the sample space, then we have to define what is that X. So X is not an event, please note, it is something about the event. It is a description about the event. So sum of the two numbers obtained is the event here. So it can take 2, it can take 3, etc. up to 12. So these are the values of the random variable. So this is the meaning of random variable. Now let us define the random variable. Definition is this. So a random variable is a real valued function whose domain is the sample space of a random experiment. So this is the actual definition. Now let me explain this with the help of an example, because the definition is not very clear here. But you know already the concept of function. That is the first chapter we have studied function, in the second year also, in the first year also. Now, a random experiment, let us take here, tossing a coin twice. So this is a random experiment. Now what is S here? S will be consisting of HH, that is both heads, or one head, one tail, that is HTTH. Another one is TT, that is both tails. Now let us define X. Now you know what is random variable. Say the number of heads obtained. So if that is the case, what are the values X can take? So X of HH will be equal to 2 because there are two heads. Similarly, X of HT, this will be 1 because there is only one head. And similarly, X of TH is also 1. And X of TT is 0. There is no head. Now, this X you can think as a function. So now look at the definition. Random variable is a real valued function whose domain is sample space of the random experiment. Let me define like this. So X is a function from where? What is the domain? Yes. Yes to what? It is a real valued function, means it should be a subset of R. And here it is 0, 1, 2. It is very clear here. It is something like this. F of HH, instead of F, X we are using. X of HH is 2, means HH goes to 2, XT goes to 1, TH also goes to 1, and TT goes to 0. Therefore, actually we can draw the diagram like this. This is the first set S, which consists of HH, HT, TH and TT. Then second set consists of 0, 1 and 2 only here. Now you see X is a function. From HH goes to 2 because X of HH is 2. Similarly, HT goes to 1 because X of HT is 1. Similarly, TH goes to 1 because X of TH is also 1. And TT goes to 0 because X of TT is 0. So this is the meaning of the function. So X is a function. And here X is a function, it's the first thing. Second one, what is the domain? Domain is S. And what is the codomain? Or X is the real valued function. Codomain is of course subset of real number. Therefore we can define the random variable as this. A random variable is a real valued function whose domain is the sample space of the random experiment. Once again, you need not ask what is the range or codomain. Real valued function means codomain or range should be subset of reals. So this is the definition and understanding of the random variable. Note, more than one random variable can be defined for the same sample space. So X is one random variable we have defined. Similarly, we can define many. Let me show you an example. Say the random experiment is tossing a coin twice, same thing. Now, yes, you know it is already HH, HT, TH and TT. Suppose you define now Y instead of X. Y denote the number of heads minus the number of tails. That is first toss and second toss. So here you see what happens is Y of HH will be 2 minus 0, that is 2. Similarly, X of HT is 1 minus 1 because there is one head and one tail. And similarly, X of TH is also 0 and X of TT is 0 minus 2 because you see the different definition of Y is the difference of heads minus the difference of tail. Head in the first case is 2 minus 0, tail is 0. Second case, X of HT, it is 1 1, so 1 minus 1 0. X of TH, 1 minus 1 0. X of TT, 0 minus 2, so it is minus 2. So like that we can define any number of random variables for the same random experiment. So this is another important thing. So Y is a random variable taking the values minus 2, 0 and 2. So this is another understanding you should have. That means you can define any number of random variables for a given random experiment. Now consider a person plays a game of tossing a coin thrice. For each head he is given rupees 2 by the organizer of the game, and for each tail he has to give rupees 150 to the organizer. Let x denote the amount gained or lost by the person. Show that x is a random variable and exhibit it as a function on the same sample space of the experiment. So this is the question. Now here random experiment is what? In any such question, first you have to identify what is the random experiment. Random experiment here is tossing a coin how many times? 3 times. So now let us write yes. So this will be, see, H, all the 3 H, then 2 H and 1 T, then 2 T and 1 H, and all the 3 T. So you have to write it in systematic way, H, then HHT in 3 different ways, HHT, HTH and THH, then HTT 3 different ways, HTT, THT, TTH, then the last one is TTT, totally 8. Now, what is X? The amount gained or lost by the person. So this is now X of HHH. Now look at the condition. What is the condition? If head, then he gets 2 rupees. Therefore, it is he is given 2 by organizer of the game, and for the each tail he has to give 1.5. Therefore, this will be equal to rupees 2 into 3. So for each head 2 rupees, so 3 rupees, so it is 2 into 3, 6 rupees. Similarly, what is X of HHT? See, here you should be careful. It will be X of HTH and X of THH also. So this will be equal to, all the 3 are going to the same, 2 into 2, for 2 heads 2 rupees, minus 1 tail, it is 1.5. Therefore this is 0. Rupees 2.5. Similarly, next one is X of HTT, but that is also equal to X of THT, and that's also equal to X of TTH. All these are same. So they are going to say one head it is 1 into 2 minus 2 tails it is 2 into 1.5. So that will be minus 1. That means he has to pay to the organizer. And the last one XTT, here what happens, it is completely loss only, minus rupees 3 into 1.5. He has to pay rupees minus 4, that is 4.5, negative means he has to pay to the organizer 4.5. So we are interested in the variable x, so which takes the value, so minus 4.5, minus 1, 2.5 and 6. These are the values of the random variable. So this is real valued function. So this is actually referring to the range or codomain of the function. And what is the domain of this function? Always sample space. Sample space of the random variable is always the domain of the function variable, and that's a random variable. So this is one example. Next example, a bag contains 2 white and 1 red balls. One ball is drawn at random and then put back in the box after noting its color. The process is repeated again. If X denotes the number of red balls recorded in the 2 draws, describe X. So here let the ball be denoted by, because there are 3 balls together, 2 white balls, let us say W1 and W2, and red ball R. Now what is the random experiment? See, here you see what is very important is writing the sample space. You have to read the problem carefully. One ball is drawn and once again it is replaced. So put back in the box means what? Bag means what? It is replaced. Therefore randoms will be like this. W1, W1. That means white ball 1. First you are drawing, keeping it back. Once again you may get the same ball. So it is W1, W1. Similarly, it can be W1, W2, or it can be W2, W2 also, or W2, W1. So these are only 2 white balls. Other possibilities are there. W2R, W1 are possible. Then RW1 also possible, RW2 also possible, RR is also possible, both red. So these are the things. Now what is X? The number of red balls is the X. So now it is very simple. X of W1, W1 means no red ball. So W1, W2 also no red ball. All these are same and their values will be 0. That means X of W1, W1, X of W1, W2, W2, W2 and W2, W1. All these things 0. Similarly, X of W1R and it is same as X of W2R because random variable is number of red balls. All these things will be 1. So X of W1R, W2R, RW1 and RW2. And the next one is X of RR. So that will be 2. So X is a random variable because it's a function from sample space to real valued function, that is a subset of real, and the subset consists of 0, 1 and 2. So that we can write X takes the value 0, 1 and 2. So this is the illustration example 3. So let us take the exercise 13.4. There are a few examples on random variable only. Example 2. An urn contains 5 red and 2 black balls. 2 balls are randomly drawn. Let X represent the number of black balls. What are the possible values of X? Is X a random variable? So let us solve it. So number of red balls, that is given. Let us list it 5. Number of black balls, that is 2. And the number of ways of selecting 2 balls, because what is the experiment? 2 balls are randomly drawn. So this will be equal to 7C2. It's a question of selection. So this will be equal to 21. So totally 21 different selections are possible. Now the sample space has S has 21 pairs. 21 pairs. This is very important. Now X is number of black balls. Number of black balls. Now at a time how many balls you are selecting? Only 2. Therefore what are the values X can take? It can be 0 ball, that is black ball, or it can be 1 ball, because out of 2 balls both may be red, or out of 2 balls one may be red, one may be black, or out of 2 balls both may be black also. So these are the things. So X is a random variable, therefore definitely it takes the value 0, 1, 2. So it is a random variable. Next, example 3. Let X represent the difference between the number of heads and the number of tails obtained when a coin is tossed 6 times. So here of course random experiment is very complicated, because number of times the coin is tossed is 6. So you have to be very careful. What are the possible values of X? So here solution, random experiment is tossing a coin 6 times. So this is, so S will be, I'm just showing a few things. All can be H. All the 6 times H only. So H, 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 like that. Then 5H and 1T, like that you have to continue. T, 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 all the 6 times T. So now, very important is what is N of S. So it is 2 power 6, that is 32. So you can see here, you see students, please note, whenever you are studying probability, it is always better to revise permutation and combination. See here, why it is 32? Because the first toss there are 2 choices, 2. Second toss once again 2 choices, like that. Using fundamental principle of counting, it is 2 into 2 into 2, 6 times. So it is 32. So number of SC is 32. Now the difference between number of heads and tails obtained. So the difference, it is not the minus, first minus second, it is only difference. So now following are the cases you can see. Let us list like this: number of heads and number of tails. One is and difference. See, 6 heads only. If 6 heads and then 0 tails, so what is the difference? 6. Then the next one is 5 head and 1 tail, so it is 4. Then 4 head and 2 tail, it is 2. Note here, next onwards 3 and 3, of course 0. Then 2 and 4, it is not minus 2, it is 2, because difference. So we are not talking about the minus or plus here. So 1 and 5, it is once again 4, and 0 and 6, it is 6. So now we are interested in only this. What is x? It is the difference between the number of heads and number of tails. So the value of x is actually 642024, of course repeated. So you can write like this: x takes the value 0, then 2, then 4 and 6. So definitely it is a random variable. So this is example 3. Probability distribution of random variable is the next concept which you have to understand. See, consider the following example. Say 10 families with the number of members as shown is given. Say this is a family and the number of members. Say F1, so there are 3 members. F2, there are 4 members. F3, there are 3 members. F4, 2 members. F5, 5 members. F6, 4 members. F7, 3. F8, 6. F9 4 and F10 5. So these are the 10 families with number of members. So 3, 4, etc. So this is given. Now the random experiment is this. See, one family is selected at random. That means out of 10 families, you are selecting one family. So now what is probability F1? So definitely same as probability F2, because all families are equally likely to be selected. So all these things are equal. So this will be equal to 1 by 10. So this is one thing. Now let x denote the number of members in the family. Now you should be very clear. Try to understand what is x here, random variable. Number of members. Now you see x is a random variable, no doubt. Now x takes what the values they see 2. See, you look here, number of members, it starts from actually 2, then 3, 4, 5 and 6. Maximum is 6. Now question is this: what is x equal to 2? When x is 2, what is selected is F4. You can see the table. F4 family has only 2 members. So the random variable x equal to 2 is possible only when you select family 4. Similarly, x equal to 3, when you are selecting F1, you can see the table, then F3 also or F7 also are selected. Similarly, x equal to 4, when you are selecting F2, you can check 4. Then the next family is F6 and the next family is F9 are selected. Similarly, x equal to 5 is possible only when family F5 is selected and F10 is selected. These are the families having 5 members. And x6 is possible when F8 is selected. There is only one family, F8, which has 6 members. Now the problem is, what is probability of x equal to 2? This means probability of selecting the family F4, but you know the probability is 1 by 10 for each, so it is 1 by 10. Similarly, probability x equal to 3 means probability of these 3 families are selected, either F1 or F3 or F7, or that means addition. So it is 3 by 10. So similarly, probability x equal to 4, either F2 or F6 or F9 union. So it is probability 3 by 10. Similarly, probability x equal to 5, either F5 or F10. So it is 2 by 10. And the probability x equal to 6, this will be equal to only one family, that is F8. So it is 1 by 10. So this is the probability of the random variable x, that is when x equal to 2, x equal to 3, x equal to 4, 5 and 6. Now we can prepare a table like this. See, x you write and p of x. X equal to 2 corresponds to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are the possible values of x. Now write the corresponding probability 1 by 10. X equal to 2 corresponds to 1 by 10. 3 corresponds to 3 by 10. 4 corresponds to 3 by 10. 5 corresponds to 2 by 10. And 6 corresponds to 1 by 10. And this is called the probability distribution of the random variable. That means first you have to find what is x. Then for variable values which x takes, you can calculate the probability, and then you can prepare a table like this, x and p of x in the horizontal line. Then write the possible values of x, then write the corresponding probability. This table is called probability distribution of random variable. So this is the idea, and you can also observe here sigma p of x is 1. You can check here 1 by 10 plus 3 by 10 plus 3 by 10 plus 2 by 10 plus 1 by 10 is 1. So this is another important property of the random variable. Now probability distribution of random variable, let us define now. So the probability distribution of a random variable x is a system of numbers x taking the value x, x1, x2, xn, and p of x taking the corresponding probability p1, p2, etc. pn. So where pi is more than 0, please note it should be, probability should be more than 0, and sigma pi is always 1. So I of course from 1 to n. So the real numbers x1, x2, etc. xn are the possible values of x, which you have already seen, and p1, p2, p3, etc. pn are the probabilities of x1, x2, etc. xn respectively. So this is the definition of the probability distribution of random variable. Now let us take one example. Two cards are drawn successively with replacement from a well shuffled deck of 52 cards. Find the probability distribution of the number of aces. So let us solve it. Number of cards 52. Number of cards drawn 2 with replacement. Very important, with replacement. Now x is the number of aces obtained. So x can take the values like this, either 0, 1 or 2. So two cards, out of two cards, both may be non-ace, or it can be one ace, or it can be two ace. Now what you have to do is probability x equal to 0. We have to calculate the probability now. Probability x equal to 0 means what? So let us write probability of non-ace in the first draw and probability of non-ace in the second draw. So both draw, and you are replacing, please note. So now this will be equal to 48 by 52 into 48 by 52, because 52 cards, out of that 4 are aces and 48 are non-aces. So it is 48 by 52, 48 by 52. Of course you can simplify like this only. I am not simplifying by cancelling. 144 by 169. Similarly, x equal to 1 means what? Probability non-ace in the first draw into ace in the second draw, or it can be other way also. Ace in the first draw and non-ace in the second draw. This will be equal to, see, non-ace means once again 48 by 52 into ace means 4 by 52, plus the second one, it is just reverse, 4 by 52 into 48 by 52. When you simplify, you get 24 by 169. And then probability ace in the first draw, so this will be equal to that is and second also same, that is x equal to 2 means what? Both are aces, that means first draw also ace, second draw also ace. So it will be equal to 4 by 52 into 4 by 52, simplify 169. So it is 144 by 169, 24 by 169, and 1 by 169. Now what you have to do is, you have to prepare the table. So the table is like this: x and p of x, you have to write what are the values of x. 0, then 1 and 2. Write the corresponding probability. First one is 144 by 169, second one is 24 by 169, third one is 169. Please note, when you add them you should get 1, that is 144 plus 24 plus 1 is 169. So 169 by 169. So this you can check. So this is one example of probability distribution of random variable. Let us sum up now. See, random variable, see, we have defined this. A random variable is a real valued function whose domain is the sample space of a random experiment. This is what we studied today. Students, please try to revise this. Second, probability distribution of a random variable. The probability distribution of a random variable x is a system of numbers x, x1, x2, x3, etc., xn, and the corresponding probability p1, p2, etc., pn, where pi is more than 0 and sigma pi is 1. So this is what we studied. Of course, I is from 1 to n. The real numbers x1, x2, xn are the possible values of the random variable x, and p1, p2, p3 are the corresponding probabilities, the probabilities of x1, x2, etc., xn, so respectively. So these are the two important definitions or concepts we studied in this lesson, along with some related illustrations. Let us continue with some more interesting aspects in the next lesson. Thank you students for watching this video. Hope the idea of random variable and probability distribution of random variable is very clear. Of course, it's a relatively simple concept. Let us meet in the next lesson with a very interesting aspect, that is called mean of the random variable and variance of the random variable. Of course, you have to work out a few more questions also on these two aspects, that is random variable and probability distribution of random variable. So please subscribe if you have not yet subscribed, and share with your friends. Hope you have understood the concept which I have introduced here. So let us meet in the next lesson with a few more concepts. Till then, bye. Take care.